Hello everyone, and welcome back to Guild Wars 1. So, we're back in Lion's Arch because I want to point out something again. So here's Lion's Arch. As you can see, it has support and all of that. Which makes sense, because it's a port city. This little village over here, technically well, it doesn't really have a port, but you could prefer RP land ships though. Fisherman's Haven, you could, boats and stuff. It makes sense. Same with Sanctum K. And over here in Riverside Providence. Like that makes sense. Boats and stuff. However, remember that guy, Brian, who wanted to go take a boat all the way to Ascalon? Yeah. Like, here's Ascalon. Ascalon is sort of almost like in a crater, if you think about it. Like, it's more of like Ascalon's in a valley, sort of. Because right over here, this here's a mountain range. Then this here's a mountain range. This here's a mountain range. Or maybe, it's either a mountain range or a hill range over here. I mean, foothills. This here's probably a mountain range. There's this right here, which gets still probably mostly mountains, though. So yeah, Ascalon is just situated right in that. So how exactly would you get there? Like, the closest you would be able to get would be Jackno's Forge, maybe. Maybe Port Sledge. But, yeah, I guess if you went all the way up this river, well, you would still come out to the Iron Mines, and most of that river's froze. Like, how would you even get up there? Like, the most you'd get up to is about hill, at best. Then you'd have to still cross a mountain to even get into Ascalon. Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't just take a boat to Ascalon. For F's sakes. Kaineng City makes me really miss pre-Ascalon. I mean, look at this. Even the loading screen's like, ugh. But I mean, look at the size of this. Like, I sure want to see the map of that in Guild Wars 2. Even if I'm not going to play it. Just because that's pretty big, and 250 years later, oof. You can only, probably more like 260 years later, actually. But still, yeah, that's a thing. So anyway, now to go deal with this. You see, we have the Nagorgars. We can't do that yet. So basically, well, let's keep it open. It's time to go over here. So go here to the Kaineng Docks. It's time to go back on ourselves. Back to the starting area of factions. Because I actually sort of like the starting area of factions compared to this area. Now let's shift ahead to Seitung Harbor, the largest port in Shing Jea Island, where you'll find the famous Shing Jea Monastery. The island's beautiful part of the place is serious study for native cantons. There was not much to do in Shing Jea for visiting foreigners. Oh, but there's always, like, events that require you to go back to the monastery. Like, that's a weird thing, is So, events in Lion's Arch, events in Tyria, or in Lion's Arch. Events in Nightfall, or in Cameron. Events in Cantha, or back in Shing Jea Monastery. Which doesn't make sense, because Shing Jea Monastery doesn't have access to a port. It just, like, you have to go to Kaineng Center, go to the marketplace, go hill, go back to the island, go to the monastery. Like, shouldn't events be in Kaineng Center? That's like the head area. But even so, we have to go back to the island. Then everything's green again. Yay, green. We missed green. Also, I want to point out... No, what's Lion's Arch level gear, isn't it? I was going to say, I want to point out that basically you're at about Ascalon armor by the time you reach hill. Because yeah, for some reason Prophecies does that. Like, they have an armor merchant that basically gives you better armor than what you're going to have for a good fourth of the game. Okay, so, a few things. We can't do any quest here, practically, because we're not a native. So if there's an initiative here, we'll give us a quest wheel doing the winter change and all that. The Shrine of Zunra is one of your faction's 15 attribute point quest. So yeah, you technically get your 15 attribute quest in factions before you even leave the island. Which, yeah. Prophecies get screwed. Ah, hit my mic. Because it's always in the way. But yeah. Like, factions is all about, you know, getting your maximum potential before you even leave the island. Like, you probably leave at about, I don't know, 15 to 18. So you don't have really, you know, too much further to go to try. But still. The Prophecies, we had to go all the way to the desert. Like I said, Prophecies is slow. Very slow if you think about it. Because, yeah, by the time you leave the island, you're already 15 to 18. Prophecies, you could reach the desert by the time you're level 18. Well, it depends on how quick or how fast you go. Like, you could skip missions and all that to even reach there. But yeah. The Monastery Quartermaster's here. First rate design would take you back to Kaineng Center. Strange, I see that you two are a stranger here. My name is Lady Murakami Masai, merchant of some means of Kaineng Center. My son Chitaro is traveling with me to see more of the world. A worldly education started part for merchants, I think. No, your son left to join pirates. That's what your son did. Or the Crimson something Guild? I forget. So I'm trying to think, do I want to go back to the monastery first, or do I want to go to the upper area first? Let's go to the upper area first. We don't need to go hill, but it would help going hill. Oh, jeez, and then there's these NPCs. Let's talk to them. Honored to meet you. My name is Kisai. You look like you have a lot of confidence. See, the NPCs are already level 13 by the time we reach you. Wish I could say the same for myself. I'm not sure I belong here to tell you the truth. I just don't picture myself as some sort of hero. That's following me. I'm nothing special, not like Mai or Lucas or Allison or, well, just about anyone else. Trying to do my best. I'm just not sure that's good enough. Sorry to ramble on like this. Did you need something? So we made a hero with lack of confidence issues. I mean, a henchman, but yeah. Lucas. The name is Lucas of House Fastburg. You seem like a pretty good sort. Why don't you make sure to stay close to me? And you'll learn what it takes to become a legend. That's right, I don't intend to become a mere hero, but truly legendary. Epic, you might say. The crux of the matter, of course, is that it's not just accomplishing your goals, but accomplishing them in true style. I will become the greatest of artists in the battlefield with my canvas. Now what is it you want? Lucas is one of the reasons I decided to go warrior. I mean, look at his armor. That's Kursik armor. Right there. Oh, so the Kursiks, they have this real pale thing going on. Which I enjoy. But they're like very pale. I mean, they live in a forest made out of stone, but still. Doesn't make sense for, like, say, like, Kursiks in the past to be that way. But yeah, the armor is just so lovely, isn't it? At least the warrior armor. Anyway. Wow. Okay. But apparently they no longer have introductions. I'm confused. Well, when I'm young, the zero battle surpasses all other things. You never know that you're truly alive until you feel the rush of blood through your veins. Did you need something? Wow, that's... So apparently I only say that once, and then they lose that initial dialogue. Huh. Don't think I realized that. Oh well. It's all the way uphill. So mind you, you don't have to do this. Because the book only starts at, like, you know, the first mission in, like, Business Square. First mission once you actually arrive to Cantha. Which means you don't have to do any of this right here. So the Yetis are constantly fighting the Tengu. The Tengu are more prominent in Cantha than they are in Back in Prophecy. Back in Prophecies, the Tengu were just there, like they existed. But here in Cantha, the Tengu are... there's a whole story involved in the Tengu Wars. And Master Toko. But anyway. So what we need to do is we need to go this way. Through the edges. stays on that person and keeps them at like a +3 health regen at all times. Also, I should probably go pick up that key just because it's worth. Just because it's worth 4 gold. Oh, it's all the way back here. Also, I like how there's the Yeti nest. I'm not sure. Like, none of that really looks like it's gonna fit a Yeti, really. But oh well. Guess we don't crash in it. So we go up here to the Haiju Lagoon. There's a bit of backstory. So when Factions was first coming out, I totally was like on the side of the Lutzens because I was like, oh cool, pirates. That's before I really went to the Kurzik area. Like, back in the frickin' pre-thing, which was like, they started you off like over here, and it's like, you could just go straight to the Lutzen area, or go straight to the Kurzik area. I went straight to the Lutzen area, and I immediately didn't really account for it. Like, back in the frickin' pre-patch of this, before, you know, Factions was even throwing out, we were just got the preview of it, basically. Like, I thought Lutzens were, like, I sided with the Lutzens back in the whole Lutzens and Kurziks and Krita thing. And it's like, oh yeah, sure, I would just side with them in Factions. It's like, then I immediately went to that area and I disliked it. Also, I'm pretty sure it was our last time we looked at this map, which was what, yesterday? The Kurziks were losing, and the Lutzens were practically all over their territory. Now it's the opposite. Because it seems to change regularly, which I don't understand how. So apparently some amount of players still doing alliance battles and shit. Or something, anyway. But yeah. Like, I lost interest in the Lutzens real fast. And then, once I actually looked into the Kurziks with the whole Gothic architecture, which, the Gothic architecture really seems a lot like Azuran architecture in a way. Really seems a lot like that. Which I'm not saying ArenaNet's reusing assets, but yeah, it's just a bit too similar. Thing is, the Kurzik area, I don't exactly care for it that much either, though. Like, I mean, it's a dark forest, which is, you know, fun. And since it's made out of stone, though, but it's, you know, it's that whole thing where it's not green enough for me. Well, Lutzen territory's green, it also has that annoying jade sea tint. Like, I want to point out that the Mazat have jade, which is purple, and I'm fine with the purple jade. The purple jade's fine. But that I'm not even sure it'd be teal. That sort of greenish, bluish jade that makes up the Jade Sea. I don't like it. I don't like looking at it for hours upon hours. There was back when I had my elemental, I think I was not ranged by them. It's like the whole concept of new content, though. Everything to learn, everything to master, new skills, and all that. And yet I was still such a scrub back then. But it's like before I actually made it a proper warrior. Like I had a test warrior back in the day, which was a warrior monk that, oh, he just did not feel right. Like he just, you know, didn't have the energy to properly maintain monk stuff. Which was unfortunate. Dragon Larrys are annoying because they have diversion. Diversion being that thing that makes your skills take forever to cast. So it's like, why would I cast a skill knowing I have that? Of course, a reskinned version of the aloe seed. So, yeah. This is a place right here. Also, Bonsong. Wasn't there a minister named Bonsong? Listen closely, youngins, for I tell you now the tale of the great and fearsome bog beast of Boku. This one is very scary. Fear not, little one, the bog beast of Boku. On his appetite for bad apples, surely all should. He'll honor the parents' behavior if they should, do they not? Yes, yes, I am always good. I'm more gooder than she is, I swear. I'm the most goodest of all. Unlike him, he still wets his bed. Yes, my little hatchlings, I'm sure you're all very good. For those who are not, a special place is reserved for you in the belly of the bog beast. Great bog beast lair is deep in the heart of the hidden cave at the bottom of Haiju Lagoon. There in the murky depths it sits, never batting an eye, always search for the voices of insolent children. When a child misbehaves, the bog beast emerges from the internal darkness of its home and creeps out into the night. Who finds home and knowledge out? His face outside the window, quietly listen for the child to drift off to slumber. Eep. The last candle is extinguished in the house of open darkness. The body quietly forces the shutters open, slips inside and steals the child. Covers him up with a screenshot with stickily appendages. I just made it my pants. What becomes of each other, no one knows for sure. Some say they are taking into the depths of the lagoon and with the bog beast, the bird eats them whole. I would say the bog beast keeps them alive and torments them every night. Folks then cry out that all the children might know what would become of them if they misbehave. On days such as these, they can still hear the children crying out, "Be good, be good." I never heard the children cry at night. You made that up. What is that? That's the sound of a rotten apple in the sponge. Perhaps the bog beast for a feast tonight. I did not say anything. Eat it. Let him keep. You don't want to be eaten. I do not taste good. I do not taste good. Because you made in your pants? Made in your pants. That's a term. Quite sure if you're not. Surely there's a hill about who face the bog beast of Boku. They keep you from harm. The tower is true, stranger, despite my wishes or not. There's a bog beast of Boku. Indeed, may have slain the creature. Time and time again it rises from the grave and claims to badger it once more. I ask you to find this creature, know its home and slay it, and hopes that this time it will return. Yeah, so basically, here's the thing. You can't do any quests in Shing Jea Monastery. Except this one for some reason. I don't know why this one exists for non-factions characters, but it does, so... Maybe because they didn't... maybe they didn't think about it, because this is one of those quests that you have to sort of wait for it to appear. It's not one of those quests that you can just run up on. Anyway, it's not that hard. Except for the fact that the thing is that we're at 17, and by the time you get here, you've been only like 15 to, 18. And then we head back. Oh, did I forget to sell my gold? Store my gold. I say sell my gold. Oh, so there's a quest here, which we can't get because we're not faction specific. Thank you, friend. Let's hope that you have dared to go to the bog from which it will no recovery. I'm sure it will recover. So we gain a monastery credit, which we don't really need. Because there's not much we can buy effectively with just one credit. I mean, thanks but no thanks, basically. Yes, over there on that spire, there's a Naga boss which is a bit of a pain early on, like, he had Spirit Rift. There's a boss with Spirit Rift that can do up to like 100 to 200 damage just from one Spirit Rift. Yeah. And early on, you're not that high level, so... Also back in the day, you didn't even have the Order of Henchmen in your hero's flag. So basically, you would go in with your henchmen, he would cast that, murder all your henchmen in one single blast, and then it would be sad. Sadly, we can't do any question we were playing. Sure, it's nice to see a friendly face out here in these parts. You are friendly, are you not? I mean, you don't look like a bad sort of thing again. Who really does? What can I do for you? Apparently nothing. And then there are afflicted. Afflicted. Like lava arrows are just... It's like basically like if you took flare and decided to make it multi-target. Not sounding that great. I'm gonna look at right over here though. You know. Like, yeah. Lava arrows fly up to 3 folks on your target. That was a very quick casting. Like here's flap. Well, about the same amount of damage. You overcast. I forgot what the hell overcast does. I thought that was exhaustion. Anyway, try to protect us. The valley has been overrun. Hurry. So over here is Zen Daijun. Daijun. Basically, this here's a mission, which we'll deal with later. So you have to go all the way around to reach though. You can't just go back on yourself, sadly. But anyway. Yeah, the sad thing is there's not really that good of curse skills for us and factions. I mean, yeah, it's just nothing that great for us, to be honest. So let's sell stuff, shall we? Blarg. Wanderers probably isn't worth that much, yeah. Oh, fine, I'll deal with ruined. Boop. Blast for major critical strikes, shamans. Okay, so... Ooh, shamans is worth a decent bit. How much is it initially? Not bad. It makes sense because spirit spamming writs. It's probably one of the more effective builds for ritualists. The problem though is I don't really care for it. It falls under the same category as Minion Master. The problem though is the heroes don't effectively do such right. Because the problem with the heroes is they like to just cast it when they can. Not effectively. It's like, well, I'm just going to cast... Like, oh, well, my spirit wore out. Well, I'm just going to cast it hill. And we're running, and oh, I'm just going to drop on hill. They don't wait until, you know, they're all bunched up and they just drop all the spirits on one location. Not effective at that. So what we have for assassins? Everything's cheap. Minor critical strikes. Doesn't make sense for it to be that expensive when you should be using superior critical strikes. Major critical strikes is also not worth much, so probably the blessed one. Okay, fine, both of them. Let's see, infiltrators not worth much. It's probably attunement. Problem though is that armor is very... It's like, what do you want? Damage for slashing, piercing, blunt. But it's all damn armor against physical. What about elemental? Exactly. Oh, I can use my thing here, can't I? Beep boop boo. It's not like there's anything too great for just one. It's not like we're gonna get a lot of crits anyway, so. Oop, that one's fun. Oh, these are weapons, ew. 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 Get away. Anyway, time to go to the Haiju Monastery. So yeah, here's the thing, this trail here is actually entirely more like by the time you go into this trail you should be like level 10 or 11 or so. At least something high up, and it's like, yeah. For some reason, they decided, you know, level 2, 4, 5, 6. which doesn't really make sense. Oh. You forgot about that again, didn't you? I totally forgot about the Naga House. Oh well, we can deal with that later. Totally deal with that later. For now, let's work on securing areas. Here is Linnok Courtyard. And the Shing Jea Monastery. I was going to say you shouldn't master chose to be here. Technically you shouldn't be here, but he is here. If you enjoy visiting Shing Jea Monastery, I will welcome you as a guest, not as a potential student. There was a time, not long ago, when foreigners could train here, but the Syndic Emperor Kesu has in his wisdom prohibited passing on of our secrets to foreign powers. I would not go against the dictates of the Emperor. No true captain ever would. You're welcome to look around, however. Perhaps spend some time in meditation. You look as if you could use some. I sense a kindred spirit in myself. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a kindred spirit in myself. Did I say that? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Yinju Tan, and you appear emancipated, or you're not. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. May the fortune smile upon you. So basically, we have tablets to tell you about stuff. Take an aim when you attempt that strikes a specific location instead of striking the entire person. Because of this, each piece of armor you wear on a different body location is used to determine how much damage you take. And that specific body location is struck by attack. But perhaps you didn't know that. For example, if you're wearing poor armor in your helm and strong armor, all body locations. Poor armor for your helm. You take a blow to the head, you won't gain any additional protection from the strong piece of armor your head gets taken. Not that some defenses such as shields, absorption of side upgrade spells will give you additional armor on all body locations simultaneously. Okay. So basically here's stuff that you didn't have. Basically we're going to put a bunch of tutorial stones everywhere that you didn't even have in prophecies. Prophecies didn't tell you hardly any of this. And yeah. Powers, no one really reads the stones that, so yeah. Ah, Jesus, freaking Mike. Like I'm raising my hand up and that's a nope, smack. Adjust stupid headset. So welcome to Shing Jea Monastery. There's not much going on at the moment. There might be more going on later on during events and festivals. But anyway, so here's the thing. Here's where you start in factions. Then you go and talk to your headmasters and all that fun stuff. The thing is, factions actually has probably the best way to maximize your potential. Because the factions basically, well, it's a toss-up between factions and Nightfall, but factions probably is the best way. Because basically you go here, once you get your secondary thing, you grab all the secondary quests. Like all of them. And then you go talk to headmasters. You do up to like their second quest where it's like, oh yeah, I wish to know this. I wish to know this. So you go to like this, doing the second quest. And they'll be like, oh, so do you want to become this thing? So do all those quests for each profession. Like, you could technically sort of do that in prophecies, but it's a lot more tedious because you have to go everywhere and talk to everyone. Like how we went to the mesmers, to the monk, to the ranger. But you do that for every secondary profession. Hell. By doing that, you gain XP, 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 XP. It's a good way to maximize experience before you leave the island. By doing all the secondaries before choosing your actual secondary. See, Ludo here has a quest that basically involves, oh yeah, you should totally take a henchman. It's not like Prophecies, which the main quest is like, you should totally take a henchman. Queens, if you need... See, now they changed the dialogue again. If you have need of hearing, I will accompany you. What do you have a question for me? Why couldn't I talk to you before? That's a good question. Why couldn't I talk to you? And then the rest of them have the regular dialogue. Never mind. I might have sent the crab armada. I am something of a rarity among my people. I was born blind, you see. Normally I would have been left out to the Jagan to see. However, Master Toku convinced my father that rare gifts that could display my strength by binding spirits. Very well, I owe the Master a great debt. Do you need something? The thing is, it's hard to tell if rituals are actually blind or not because they all will head things except for like Master Togo. And let's see what else is next on my list. Yes, continuing on. Then I went down to what? 4 party members now, aren't we? Which means I have what? Monk, Ranger. Yep. What's his face out here is to tame your pets, just in case you don't want that pet anymore. Yeah, because it's not like Yodo's 2 where it's just like, oh, well, I'm just going to put my pet back into, you know, hammer space. Well, it just exists, but yet doesn't exist. Oh, that's right, we don't get the initial cutscene here. Oh, that's sad now that I think about. Because the initial cutscene for going into, Minister Chosen Estate. That's a cutscene. The dialogue, I swear, it's just... It's a thing. It's a thing that needs to be experienced. I can't even do it justice. Oh, Mr. Toku, I did not know you were here. Imagine that, but worse. So my Hightown sibling. Freddy, can I help you? You are not sure help. You're not probably trying to become one. That honor is reserved for captains. Good for them. However... Yay. The pretty trees. I wish it like cherry blossoms. Wait. I can't remember. Is there an option to replay cutscenes? I know Prophecies don't have that, but... Is there an option? Well, no. Prophecies didn't even have initial cutscenes, now that I think about it. Are you going in or not? You're gonna need all help we can get in now. Well, what are you waiting for? Yeah, Prophecies didn't really have initial cutscenes usually for going into missions, because you'd usually go into the mission and then start. Oh, snap, you do. Because here's the thing. I just remembered. You can't talk to them about the missions. You could just go to the cutscene. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. First things first. Go back to the monastery and head to the next location. I don't have to do this. I don't need to do this, but I want to do this. Okay, stop. Let's rearrange party. There we go. Yeah, so even though I don't need to do this, we'll head over to another tiny little spot. It's an outpost. I was gonna say town. No, it's not a town. That's outpost. I definitely do like this because it's green, nice. It's not pre-Ascalon, but it's not bad. Nice, it's relaxing. Most things aren't going to aggro on you unless you attack first. With some exceptions. Okay, so we need to go over this way, but I should probably do this. This is showcase what I was talking about. So as you can see, I mean, wait, that was a magic boss, wasn't it? I was gonna say most things were level 1, which makes sense, because there was a starting area. However, well, that was set magical though, which is probably going to kick your ass early on. However, there's up here in the mountains, which is a bit more dangerous because, you know, for example, Friar Hill. But there's a Tengu over here. And there's a Yeti. A level 12 Yeti, right? Level 1, that's concerning. Like, you really shouldn't be fighting a level 12. Also the Crimson Skull. That was Sang Hill. Trying to map that is a thing too. Just see where the hell are they? So I'm looking for a specific group. And there he is, there's Lord Cragfist. I will Cragfist. And then he turns friendly. Ooh, Cragfist. I'm ashamed to ask for help. I have no fallen bones of Cragfist by my. However, you can't do his Cragfist. You're not from vengeance. Yay. But yeah, the level 12s in a level 1 area. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I mean, other than that, the area's pretty well balanced. I mean, the mountains are just dangerous as shit for a level 1. The rest of it's like 1s and 2s, maybe 4 at best. But level 12 Yetis in a level 1 area. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. So here's the Tsumei Village. Which doesn't really have anything for us to do. The Emperor's Blade too, for some reason. And now for people that we can't really talk to. Like, hi. Transblessed upon you, child. Are you a new student in the monastery? No, I'm not. Yes, I thought so. I can always recognize the face of an eager young student. So they didn't change your dialogue to be like, oh, you're a foreigner, go away. If this is your first time on Shing Jea Island, you should really visit some of the local landmarks here in Sunqua Vale. You'll find Zen Knife Horse, who swore to supply most of the camp there. Wait, how does that doesn't make sense. I guess you would take the water and take it back to Cantha. You can then take the Torment Pass to Kinya Province, which is a truly lovely place. While you're there, be sure to visit the Tinker Village Ferry. First, Ongsong Island, with the capital make their home. To the eastern, Jaya Bluffs, pass through the Sunqua Caverns. It's breathtaking. I strongly lead you to Haiju Lagoon. Well, of course, you absolutely massive the pressing Hansing Pill. I think Hansing Pill would be not over hill. Okay, so there's stuff that we don't really need to do. But we might as well show it off because, you know, we're not actually a fashions character, so it's one of those things that we don't have to do, but we should, just cause. Just cause. Yeah, because here's the thing. ArenaNet didn't really think out crops that well. So you have vineyards, because they had vineyards back in pre-Ascalon. So it's like, what do we do for numerous places where we need crops? Well, let's put vineyards, because, you know, we have that as a default asset. So, there you go. At least there's pumpkins. At least there's pumpkins. Yep, those them's pumpkins. Ah, there's some actual variety, isn't it, though? Which are, I don't know what those are. They look like shrubs to me. Wait a second. Okay, no, never mind. I was looking at the leaves and I was like, wait a second. But they have too many leaves. It's not marijuana plants. Anyway. Yeah, reusing assets, though. Man, there's all these peasants out here milling about. The Creek Forest has become haunted by some sort of spirit. I also sort of like the default campaign outfit. I mean, it looks very elementalist. At least the female outfit does. Where is the male campaign peasant? Ah yes, the male campaign peasant. with his hat. They all wear those hats, don't they? I'm trying to place where it's at what class he works like, and it's like, not entirely sure. And then there's that one, which is basically a different version. That one actually looks more, farmerish, actually. That one, it's fitting. And captain guards, so the basic guards just, I like the camping guard captains, though. Their armor's a lot more impressive. Like, a lot more impressive. Compared to the regular guards. Ponder if I'm gonna do the missions also in this video or not. I probably could. I probably will. Just, I want to show off a few things, which we're gonna go all the way to the So these groups of hawks will get the level 6. We're gonna attack. And this area is a bit dangerous because by the time you're coming here, you should be like level 3 plus. And there's quite a few dangerous things, like, so, over here there are a bunch of dangerous Crimson Skull, which are like potentially up to level 10 plus. Most Crimson Skull you're gonna fight at level 3s, the 6s. Also those pretty cherry trees. Cause yeah, I like Shing Jea Island. It's probably one of my second favorite places. I just hate the city. I don't care for the Lutsen area because it makes my eyes hurt. The Kursk area is fine, but yeah. And Anglin Imperial, a ritual trainer. He also has default. Yeah, like, that whole reusing assets thing. Let's reuse the spiritual Ashkelon soldier model, right? From back in that one no landing bonus quest. Cause we need something. Like, we needed a spirit model, but we didn't have any for spirit models, so let's just use the Ashkelon one. Like, you could have made a new spirit model. We've been playing for 1 hour. Yeah. If I could, I would have, done the faction stuff probably up to going to Kaineng Center. Then probably switch back to this character. Thought about, running a character through prophecies, deleting, doing a faction character delete, but the problem about that is, hoof is costly, because you make materials for armor, gold, and then losing all that is just, I mean, it's easy enough to remake those supplies and money and all that, but doing that over and over. The hard part though is getting stuff like our greens back. I mean, we could have not, customized that. We could have just kept the staff, used stuff, redid it, over and over, but yeah. So the Crimson Skull are all hostile towards us immediately. Most of them aren't very that great, of course. That's what I expect from level 3s. Obviously this is not entirely the way I want to go, but oh well. I'm not sure I want to go more that way. But you know what, why not show off ours? Of course here is, I forget what village this is. But it's a small little tiny village that's, you know, not really that relevant except for during, I mean, a monk crest or two. Here's Tormont Pass. That's also collectors. And Yetis. More Yetis. Always Yetis. And or there's another ranger trainer. I guess there's an outpost over there, which we'll get to after Master chose this state. There's a matted boss down there in the woods. I can't see it from here, apparently. Nice. That one. By the way, so now we're gonna go this way. Ongsang Island. Which I can't remember exploring too much of outside of, what would it be? Camp for New Year Crest? And then over here are the Tengus. Tengu Assassins, Tengu Shrill, Tengu Cutters probably. Then we're gonna go talk to the Tengu. There was a good chance for outsiders to visit area this a certain amount of time. Power's murderers made me wary of strangers than you. Murdering her father is part of her assassin quest, which is probably bad in the long term of things. But yeah, that's just the Tengu village. I mean, yeah, if you think about it, Tengu villages, yeah, that's pretty small and all. Just, yeah, I don't know how, like, very, well, there's not that many Tengu I was gonna say. I don't know how it houses that many Tengu. But yeah. So anyway, Minister chose estate. Let's see what Master chose to say the veteran. What's first encounter on Shing Jea Island? Master Togo, the head of the world-renowned school, his best pupil Yin Tan, traveled to the Master's estate to visit. Minister Cho to present the new graduates from the monastery. Upon their arrival, they discovered the guards and servants of the estate had become plagued by a mysterious disease, driving the manic causing them to kill one another. Future Angels mentioned you will witness the journey of Master Togo, Yu Tan, and the students of the monastery. So basically, you'll witness events that happened before you arrived on camp. Also, replay the mission cinematic, because it's time for you to experience this. It's time for you to experience this. One of the best scenes of factions.
Ah, Master Togo! I did not know you were here. The minister has been waiting for you. Please, you are welcome here.
That voice acting.
What is going on?
It is madness! Guards have turned on each other! Something has gone terribly wrong! It is madness, I tell you! Madness!
You murdered him with a stick.
Come. The minister needs our help. You must stay here. Do not let anyone else in or out of this gate until we know what is going on. Whatever it is that threatens this estate must not be allowed to threaten the entire monastery.
Master Togo! My son! He is in there!
I will look for him.
Please, Master Togo, bring him back alive.
Yep, that voice acting. Ah, Master Togo, I did not know you were here. Ah, my son, he's a Togo. Yep, that's a thing. Anyway, this mission is pretty straightforward. Your party has covered for no campaign, or sure? Yes, I'm pretty sure I want to. I said I want to start the mission. Yinjo, very motivated. Come with me. Minister Cho is in grave danger. We must find him before it's too late. You better relive events as they occurred on Shing Jea Island prior to your arrival in Kaineng Center. Yeah, if you think about it, there's like 5 missions to prophecies before you arrive. Come very much later. The master wishes us to fight by side. We would die with great honor. Well, I don't plan on dying, but if you insist. So this mission is very tutorial-ish. The problem though is by the time you get it, you should already know stuff. Second guards, we will have to destroy them. Let's focus our attacks on one at a time so that we can defeat them more quickly. Master, is it true that we can call our targets by holding control while we begin attacking? Yeah, see the Kevin's tutorial's prophecies didn't even think of. Quite so, very much better. You should be the one to call our target. Let's also attack that target. Hurry now. Hold control and double click one of the second guards. Or I can just work. By me. Yeah. So they both have Spirit Rift, which, I mean, if the target stays in one place, it's not help. But the problem though is most things are gonna die before Spirit Rift you can activate. Sadly. Yes, we're asking for eyes open and stay with the group. But yeah, this is tutorial stuff that prophecies don't have. Something evil would work here. Afterwards, we will group near that tree. Do you see how I have indicated the location on your minimap? To do this, simply left click the minimap. Boop. Boop, boop. You can also get more advanced instructions by holding down the left mouse button. God, that's hard to do. See, if I click once and mark appears separately. If I click and hold, I can draw on the map. Sometimes I can't even just simple click. But anyway, now we have to go that way. Yay. It's also very good for drawing penises on the minimap. Because that is a totally thing a lot of people did back in the day. Actually, you get a much more effective as a group. Indeed, they are much more effective. I mean, you have a level 20 ritualist. And level 10. Fun though, with most everything's gonna die. This mission's a bit, in hard mode though. Please, no, Tanjo. It's me, your brother. Oh, right, those speaking. Remember, strength comes in numbers, alone heroes often. It's not sure, let's stay for Don't think good enough for you. Those guards, they were the people. Well, not the people I want to do. Something changed with them. Be careful, the more about them ahead. So, besides the excessive amount of dialogue I have to read, see though, a large group of enemies waits just ahead. This battle will be glorious. Get those two groups combined here. You should stop. With such a large group, it's best to keep your distance and see if they will separate. Give you a better opportunity to strike. Wait here, students, and I will lure them back to you. If you are patient, that will be much more easy for us. I like how he's slowing them back to us. Thing is, they're gonna be dead before the other group gets back here anyway, so. But yeah. There's the thing. Ninth Form Sword teaches you this stuff right off the bat. Like, right off the bat, it teaches you shit. By the time you're doing this, you probably should have already gotten your stuff profession. Maybe around like level 10 or so. And then it teaches you this stuff. Which is weird. The pacing is a bit weird if you think about it. Oh crap, they're going on ahead while I'm trying to identify. Thanks guys. Thanks. It's not like I can keep you guys alive. Yeah, but by the time you're doing this, you'll be around level 10 or so. And that's teaching you about these things that in Nightfall it's like your first mission at like level 1 or 2. It's just basically, oh yeah, well, here you go. That creature is now normal. I can see a glowing aura of power around it. When you defeat such an opponent, its death will provide you with a morale boost. This will recharge all your skills and temporarily increase your health and energy. This will even allow us to recharge our resurrection signals. We should not hesitate to use them at battle with such an enemy for our first defeat. Instead, it will recharge afterward. I mean, that is a bit useful advice right now. Why not use your best skills against the boss, because the boss will recharge your best skills. Also, but it's so squirt. And it also gives us that morale boost. Yay. I tried to approach this thing with the other cards. My own friends. They attacked me, I did not understand. But yeah. And then there's this area. This area is... it's a thing. Is that some sort of feathered demon? That at the moment. Those warhawks. We believe it is a mole bird. It enjoys from a land far across the Great Sea. So yeah, because, you know, they want to reuse assets, we have sicker mole birds. Interest while collecting exotic animals. It seems some of them have gone loose. So it's quite irritable. Quite dangerous. Now, before Ilona was a thing, so therefore there isn't going to be any. There's going to be anything from my. This is all. So there's going to be leeches, stalkers, bears, wolves, mole birds, that sort of thing. Problem though is the AI is... what's that chart again? Can I be Godwin? No, there it goes. Godwin's Zoo's child. Your father, Godwin Zoo, has to find you, child. Come back. The second servant by the way, pit in hard mode is the AoE damage. Oh, should be a bit careful about AoE damage. It's going to not too bad, but pain can be a bit irritating and hard too. The priorities are of course the second servant. AoE and flames. So the thing about this is you want to... the thing about fashions is you want to do the missions as quickly as possible. This one is pretty straightforward. Like, there's no real way to do this very quick because it's so awful to wait on NPCs at times. So long as you don't go off the beaten path and you follow them, it's pretty straightforward to get master on this. Like, hey, look, there's Minister Joe. I'm Minister Joe. Oh, so this mirror here on the floor. I really love this mirror here on the floor. It's really great. It's probably the only time you'll see it, though, too. Sadly. Well, he screamed and he died. Well, apparently our job's done now. No one to talk about. And then there's that. Which, oh god. It has eyes for tits. And a mouth in the middle. It's like some sort of warcraft monstrosity. And I can't leave that go now, can I? Also, our minions are going to get used to this, by the way. Our minions are going to do this a lot. Well,
may the envoys carry you swiftly on to the gates of everlasting paradise. Rest easy in the mists, my old friend. Come out, little one. It is all right. You're safe now.
Oh, God's attacking the child.
Do you know who I am?
You are Master Togo.
Ah, I can see you are a very smart little boy. But tell me, what brings you tears?
He's being attacked by a minion.
I had a bad dream.
A bad dream? Tell me what sort of dream could cause such tears.
The wind blew the leaves from the trees. And the animals in the zoo all became scared. The animals, they were always very tame. but something in my dream made them angry. And they started hurting everyone. Then the people got angry too. And they started to hurt each other. Minister Cho, he was the most angry of all. And he turned into a big angry monster.
Where are your parents, little one?
My mother died when I was very little. I do not remember her much.
And your father?
He is guarding the gate. Master Togo, you do not think he will be angry like Minister Cho, do you?
No, little one. I do not think you will be angry at all. In fact,
Unless
I
it's
think he'll be very happy when he sees you.
Flag. Then he might murder a small child. And that would
I
make
will
the
see that our
child
little friend here makes it back to his father. Go find Aang the Ephemeral and tell him what we have found here. He will be most interested.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to take the game seriously when minions exist. Trust me, there's gonna be later scenes like this. Well, minions are just gonna start freaking out and attacking everyone. And it's great. But still. Yeah, if the minions are just gonna attack a small child, it's like, this is why we didn't bring a minion monster with us. Because technically, Minister, the afflicted necromancer thing summoned a minion, and the minions started attacking what was left, which, since we were in cutscene, go figure. But yeah, mission completion time, 10 minutes, 25 seconds. I think, so long as it's under 15, it should be master. I forget the times on things, but yeah. And then you have all this bullshit. Then you go talk to Aang the Ephemeral, and so forth, so forth. What am I trying to think of? Then you go save people like the Airy and other villagers from the Afflicted and stuff. Which all leads up to eventually heading to the Nets area, and yeah. Oops, I should have sold that before identifying it. So I should stash this gold. Bruce Avatar. Alright, so this guy right here has the first of the 15 attribute point quests for the player. Anyway. Nice Lotus Blossoms. So we head over here to the next place to go. It's in Daijun. Whatever. This place. Which has its party members. So you could bring in... Oh, I gave out my upper monk, not Ogden. Huh. So you could bring in a full party this time. Also, they changed people here so you could talk to more people, yay. I think that the best way to extend the plague would be to collaborate with the Spirit Realm. However, I'm dismissed to find that Master Dogo has not yet consulted me. I am, of course, the preliminary authority on the Spirit Realm, and the theory of incidents to reside therein. Do you have any questions for me? No. Master Dogo seems very worried by this plague, and that worries me. There isn't much that man hasn't seen. What do you need? So basically, they replaced all the... you know, your first henchmen with actual people that you meet in on the island. Like your ranger trainers, your necromancer trainers, basically all your trainers from across Shing Jea Monastery. Now henchmen. I think it's a real work of art. I don't know who created it, but who it was certainly knew what they were doing. Not only does the plague kill, but also inflicts insanity on its victims, leading them to bursting open and spawning an unholy abomination. I wish I thought of it. Yeah, like... Now imagine if the COVID virus was like that. Like if it caused insanity and they burst open into unholy abominations. Yeah, that would be a thing. Not certain who could unleash a plague like this upon the peaceful people of Shing Jea. But this must be a tortured soul. That's the cry for help if I've ever seen one. Hope Mei Lang is doing alright. She had to stay back to the monastery to guard the hours. If she wanted to guard anyone, it would be Headmaster Khan, most likely. I have no idea what she sees in that old man. I hope we get the plague business sorted out so things can return to normal around here. Together we will stand against these cursed creatures. We must prevail. What do you need from me? Nothing. There's only one way that I know to contain a plague. Quarantine those who are sick and kill them all. Well, there you go. There you go, everyone. If only Master Togo would listen to me, I'd be happy to do the dirty work. The only way I know how to. Well, luckily we didn't resort to that, now did we? These are dark times that we're living in, my friend. That's why, if just to light the way, we could give in to all these problems plaguing us, but that just wouldn't be the proper spirit that Master Togo showed us. Oh, that's the thing. Anyway, hi, Bravo Haiju. It was here in Zen Daijun Valley that Master Togo and the headmasters of Shing Jea Monastery tried what they believed to be the source of the affliction. I don't think it was the headmasters, I think it was just one of them. Believed to be the source of the affliction on Shing Jea Island. Yin Jotan, the monastery's most prized student, tried to head to the valley to attempt to discover the exact location of the plague source to report back to Master Togo. If you choose to enter this mission, you'll witness the party of teachers and students and Master Togo has assembled. They attempt to find and destroy the source of the affliction. Boop. This mission's a bit more longer. So prior to arrival here. Oh no, something's bothering. The water bison, cow, yak. No, it won't be yaks. Water bison cows. And then everything started becoming green. And then we arrived.
I'm glad you have come.
What was that?
Apparently people are screaming.
I do not know. But let us hope that whatever made that sound did not suffer long. Be on your guard. Who knows what foul things we may find inside.
So yeah. Now we have people and afflicted and sanity and for some reason a bone horror. I don't know why there was a bone horror now. I don't know why there was a bone
They
female.
look just like Minister Cho.
Whatever it was that infected my old friend has spread. We must get to the bottom of this. Come.
I don't know why the bone female was there, but yeah. This mission's a bit longer. Yes, I'm sure I want to enter it. If I said I want to enter it, that means I want to enter it. So, Togo wants to survive. Headmaster Fang, meh, whatever. Centurion is overrun with a budget. It's good that I'm here to protect all of you. You're about to relive events, so this purple stuff, you don't want to go into the purple stuff. Purple stuff, bad. What you want to do is you want to go ahead. There's the people of this valley go in the main temple to the west, which is at Yinja, though. If you come to see these famous make sure you keep your distance or you will infect us all. Go to the shrine. Hundreds of years I watch over this holy power. If your heart is pure, I will keep your body free of all impurities. See that purple glow up ahead? The very air that has become second. Avoid it lest you get some disease from it. You can take the lead now. I will follow you and watch your progress. This mission is pretty straightforward. There's a lot of side paths you can go, but you don't need to. Side paths. They just exist. There can be potential spectrum. Mine in the diagram says that you're slowly moving underneath the bridge, and that's a bunch of elementals. But at early levels, it's not ideal to be fighting them underneath the bridge. It's also not ideal to be fighting these guys. At least they ran. And then they drew more groups in. That's it was not exactly an ideal fighting. Because you're standing in the line, which you suffer negative 5 health to, and it spreads between everyone. It's pretty bad. Zen Daijun Temple lays in the valley ahead. You can travel south through the caves or north past the waterfall. So you could go 2 ways. It doesn't really matter which way you take. Your path pursuit. Presumably set out somewhere to the west place. Doing your 15-point quest, 15-point attribute quest, you'll come back here and you'll clear out all these miasma circles with Sunrise. Sunrise is a carrot. Which are what? Old unicorn goat things? I mean, look at them. Yeah. That's the thing. You know, they went very Asian heavy on that. But then they ended up offending the cultures because of the mixture of both Japanese and Chinese stuff, which pissed people off. Then, of course, there was also the war. The factions wasn't exactly their best. I still like it. But I'd say in order of how much I like things, well, provinces, Eye of the North, Nightfall, as much as I like Shing Jea Monastery, it is still probably my second favorite area. It's just the rest of it all adds up and makes it not that great to me. Like Nightfall, I don't exactly care for because deserts, but the story and stuff a lot better. Anyway, so I'm actually, Actually doing pretty well on this mission. I mean, we're going fast, things are stopping it. Murdered everything on their own, practically. Oh yeah, it's like you could go through the miasma, but I was in miasmata. Oh god, remember that. I actually like that game at the same time. That was the controls in that game. Have to be one of the worst I've ever played with. Just how you kill the handle, just like, oh, whoop, I'm starting to run, oop, and I'm just gonna go tumbling across the map. Oh, I saw the cliff, I'm just gonna roll across into oblivion. And that's even after you deal with demon cat thing. So by the way, oh no. The intro's affected, and for some reason the intro doesn't get rid of this. Like, I think they wanted to basically be familiar, yet Farmer's intro gets it afflicted around the body, and I don't know why they decided this. Also afflicted balls. That's a thing. But the corruption is claiming wrong. Farmer's intro. No, we could not. And the intro gave us life protection. No, it's difficult, my friends, but we must put into the cycle if we want to do so. Let us have the spirits find peace. Yeah, pain inverter and spirit. Oh, it's still alive. Look ahead, that appearance will go by the end. Surely the source of the plague lies up there. The French economy does not have... very painful. So I'm not sure whether they're going to change gender, but I guess it just won't. This is not so new. How the farmer gets changed, so shrug. But anyway, that pretty much sums up this mission. I think we did fast enough. We should get master reward. I mean, we completed it in less time than the first mission, so yeah. Problem though is, starting factions, you don't have heroes, so yeah.
I had hoped that my eyes would not bear witness to this symbol again.
Master, what is it?
This is the harbinger of the deceiver, the mark of the wicked, the guild symbol of Shiro Tagachi.
The man whose death turned the forest to stone and the sea to jade?
The very same. This does not bode well for Kantha. We must head to the mainland and get to the root of this evil before it can... Well, let us not think about that yet. I have sent a missive to Menlo of Ascalon, one of my former students. He will no doubt be making his way to Kantha shortly. If this symbol means what I think it does, then we could all be in great danger.
As it just magically disappears.
I must find my brother in Kaineng City. He will want to know of this. You will come after and meet me. Talk to First Mate Zhang to book your passage to the mainland. He will get you to the other side safely.
And then you basically moved on to the mainland. Well, after doing the 50-point quest. But yeah, I forgot you wouldn't have heroes here. This probably would have taken a bit longer with henchmen. Especially since they won't let a tray and all that. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward though. So that takes care of those two. And shit, I almost forgot again. It's so easy to forget about this. Okay. So I need a monk. And I don't know. Elementalist? Nah, I do enough damage. Just a monk would do. So I want to end the video, but at the same time, we need to do this. So I need to go farm Naga. It's always good to come out here without much of a party, so you can effectively farm at full potential. Not be, you know, reduced by, you know, 1 hour sits. Oh yeah, over here. By the way, Oni. Because, yeah, that's the thing. Oni are potentially dangerous. Especially later on, when they'll be like level 28 compared to everything else is like level 24. So, okay, I haven't been playing for 2 hours yet. Don't really want to fight the management plant dragon things. We just want to go downhill. See where these Naga are? We want to go deal with these guys. Because remember, we need Naga pelts. We only really need 2 Naga pelts. Nice build what we got though. Okay, so okay. Yeah. That is not a Naga belt. Better to handle this way. What's anyone? That's all we really need to know from Naga belt. Oops. This area here, yeah, not only the best for it. place to go for a knockback. Because we have Tencho-Khan. Yeah, that's 126. Also, it used to be like a chest there that you could loot too. Before they decided, you know, to be like, screw it. We need these type of chests. I believe that's, remember it was different. I forget if that's before or after they added chests. Part of me wants to say they added chests around Source Furnace, but I don't think that's right. It doesn't feel right. Oops, I meant to use that. You. Where can you run? Yeah. All I need is no knockback. Sadly. Okay, so this area sucks, by the way. We can't really deal with that with just us. I mean, there's way too many Crimson Skull. Like, early on, this area is probably one of the hardest to deal with, especially at low levels, because there's just too much sugar. Also, pain inverter is not good for ritualists and spirits, because of this problem. They're not doing damage, their spirits are doing damage. Since their spirits are doing damage, and you can't put pain inverter on the spirit. Here. But yeah, this area sucks because there's way too many Crimson Skull now. There's also some Naga in there too. There's a boss in there too. It's not fun. Not fun. So anyway, we continue past and deal with Naga. Because we still need a pelt. Wow, I did that totally wrong. Anyway. It's going on these days, isn't it? Cause yeah, there's a boat. This place over here, Daiju Village, is open with Naga, so let's go deal with them, shall we? That's quite a few Naga, actually. There's our Naga. Yeah. There's more Naga bells. I mean, it's tempting. It's very tempting. But I'm probably going to regret this. We're going to leave those extra Naga pelts behind. Yeah, I know, right? So anyway, next time we'll deal with the actual quest. Go turn in these Naga pelts, get the thing. So forth, all that. Whoops, I forgot back. There we go. But that's a problem for future me. At the moment, I'm probably going to sell the stuff in my inventory and finally put all this money in the storage. Jeez. Just remember, don't sell the Naga pelts. That would be bad. But yeah, I mean, we made 8K. That's not bad, honestly. Hell, we should probably be over 500,000 by the time we're done with this, let alone Nightfall to do still. So anyway, next time. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you, and have a nice day. Or, Master Togo, I did not know you were here. Master Togo, my son, he's a Togo.